Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to bring a video over from my other channel called Know Better, Do Better with Jess. This is a video that I was really proud of when I made. I'm up over my head in kid cases right now and I just needed a break. And I thought maybe you guys need one too. So take it away, Mr. Rogers.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in the neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please, won't you be my neighbor?
Mr. Rogers made over 900 episodes between 1968 until August 31st of 2001. He was the king of empathy. I think right now all of us watching the news can't help but think we need Mr. Rogers to straighten out our neighborhood. The biggest misconception about this show was that it was just for children. This was a parenting show, from the time he opened the door until the time he took off his blue shoes at the end. If you didn't know how to tackle a certain subject, you can bet Mr. Rogers did. Let's take racism as an example. This is what was on the news at night when Mr. Rogers started.
Negroes and white rabbis marched to a segregated hotel, were met by the manager with these results. Meeting, trying to resolve the crisis, and at the motel, 2 white men had registered as guests. Another group of Negroes showed up, and as you see, were turned away. But the white men had invited other Negroes to be their guests in the swimming pool.
Mr. Rogers was not about to let kids watch this on the news with their parents and not see a better way to interact with the community around him. He was the king of empathy, and this was not going to work.
Then manager James Brock told them to get off his private property, tossed cleaning chemicals inside the pool in an effort to get the Negroes to leave.
Fred Rogers asked Francois Clemens to come join his neighborhood as a police officer. He became the very first African American to hold a recurring role on children's television.
Finally, an off-duty policeman jumped in, and the beginning of the end was at hand.
Hi, Officer Clemens. Come in.
Rogers, how are you?
Fine. Won't you sit down?
Oh, sure. Just for a moment.
It's so warm, I was just putting some water on my feet.
Oh, it sure is.
Would you like to join me?
It looks awfully enjoyable, but I don't have a towel or anything.
Oh, you share mine.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh,
Come along.
man.
I'll put some more water in here.
Oh. This is going to turn into a beautiful day.
You like bare feet?
Well, yeah, as I grew older, I liked it more and more.
Uh-huh. Good for you. You're pulling up your pants. I forgot to do that at first.
Oh, I don't want them to get wet.
Right.
Oh, that feels great.
Here.
You know, when you're a policeman, you do an awful lot of walking, and sometimes your feet get tired.
Right.
That feels better already.
Good.
Just massage them a little bit.
Cool water on a hot day.
Well, thank you for your refreshments.
Oh, I'm glad you like it. You're welcome, Officer Clement.
Shall we turn this off?
Mm-hmm. Is that enough?
Oh, that's fine. Well, that was so enjoyable. I'm sorry I couldn't stay longer.
Well, I know how busy you are. But sometimes just a minute like this will really make a difference.
Mr. Rogers was making a difference. His episodes covered everything from divorce to sibling rivalry, starting a new school, having a tonsillectomy, and how crayons are made. This wasn't all about please and thank you and how to address adults formally. He really tackled some really tough stuff. There's an episode where he has to mediate conflict between Lady Elaine and King Friday the 13th. King Friday decides that to stop the changers around his kingdom, he should build a wall to keep everyone out and nothing will ever change. Can you believe there's also an episode where he tackles the assassination of Robert Kennedy? Now that Mr. Rogers had a platform, he needed funding, so he went to Washington. What you're about to watch has been hailed as the best piece of testimony ever given on the Senate floor.
All right, Rogers, you got the floor.
Senator Pastore, this is a philosophical statement and would take about 10 minutes to read, so I'll not do that. One of the first things that a child learns in a healthy family is trust, and I trust what you have said that you will read this. It's very important to me. I care deeply about children. My first children...
Will it make you happy if you read it?
I'd just like to talk about it, if it's all right.
Sir. Okay.
My first children's program was on WQED 15 years ago. I'm very much concerned, as I know you are, about what's being delivered to our children in this country. And I've worked in the field of child development for 6 years now, trying to understand the inner needs of children. We deal with such things as the inner drama of childhood. We don't have to bop somebody over the head to make him, to make drama on the screen. We deal with such things as getting a haircut, or the feelings about brothers and sisters, and the kind of anger that arises in simple family situations. And we speak to it constructively.
How long a program is it?
It's a half hour every day. Most channels schedule it in the noontime as well as in the evening. WETA here has scheduled it in the late afternoon.
Could we get a copy of this so that we can see it? Maybe not today, but I'd like to see the program.
I'd like very much for you
I'd like to see the program itself, or any one of them, you see.
We made 100 programs for EEN, the Eastern Educational Network, and then when the money ran out, people in Boston and Pittsburgh and Chicago all came to the fore and said, we've got to have more of this neighborhood expression of care. And this is what I give. I give an expression of care every day to each child to help him realize that he is unique. I end the program by saying, you've made this day a special day by just your being you. There's no person in the whole world like you, and I like you just the way you are. And I feel that if we in public television can only make it clear that feelings are mentionable and manageable, we will have done a great service for mental health. I think that it's much more dramatic that two men could be working out their feelings of anger, much more dramatic than showing something of gunfire. I'm constantly concerned about what our children are seeing. And for 15 years, I have tried in this country and Canada to present what I feel is a meaningful expression of care.
Do you narrate it?
I'm the host, yes. And I do all the puppets, and I write all the music, and I write all the scripts.
Well, I'm supposed to be a pretty tough guy, and this is the first time I've had goosebumps for the last 2 days.
Well, I'm grateful not only for your goosebumps, but for your interest in our kind of communication. Could I tell you the words of one of the songs which I feel is very important?
Yes.
This has to do with that good feeling of control, which I feel that children need to know is there. And it starts out, what do you do with the mad that you feel? And that first line came straight from a child. I work with children, doing puppets in very personal communication with small groups. What do you do with the mad that you feel? When you feel so mad you could bite. When the whole wide world seems oh so wrong, and nothing you do seems very right. What do you do? Do you punch a bag? Do you pound some clay or some dough? Do you round up friends for a game of tag or see how fast you go? It's great to be able to stop when you've planned a thing that's wrong and be able to do something else instead and think this song. I can stop when I want to, can stop when I wish, can stop, stop, stop anytime. And what a good feeling to feel like this and know that the feeling is really mine. Know that there's something deep inside that helps us become what we can. For a girl can be someday a lady, and a boy can be someday a man.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. Looks like you just earned the $20 million.
Now that Mr. Rogers had his funding, he wanted to bring new people into his neighborhood so that children could experience things he knew many would never see. There were artists. He brought Yo-Yo Ma as the musician onto the show many times. There was an astronaut that made an appearance twice, both before and after his moon mission, because Mr. Rogers didn't want NASA to lose their funding either. He really wanted children to know that they were cared for, and that he would be back tomorrow, and they would have plenty of things to talk about. So he always ended his show the same way.
Together. It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. You're growing inside, and when you wake up, ready to say, I think I'll make a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling, the feeling you know that I'll be back when the day is new, and I'll have more ideas for you, and you'll have things you'll want to talk about. I will too. You always make each day such a special day. You know how? By just your being you. Only one person in the whole world like you. That's you yourself. I'll be back next time. Bye-bye.
Now that we know why we need more Mr. Rogers, I'm going to tell you how. Francois Clemens has recently released a memoir about his time with Mr. Rogers. I have a couple of podcasts that I listen to that I'll put in the description box. There are plenty of Mr. Rogers books that he published over the years, and you can always find his episodes here on YouTube. I'm going to share with you his last public TV appearance now. It's a little pep talk for us who grew up with him in the neighborhood, and a message for the children in which that we're responsible for taking care of now.
You know, it happens so often. I walk down the street and someone 20 or 30 or 40 years old will come up to me and say, "You are Mr. Rogers, aren't you?" And then they tell me about growing up with the neighborhood and how they're passing on to the children they know what they found to be important in our television work. Like expressing their feelings through music and art and dance and sports and drama and computers and writing, and invariably we end our little time together with a hug. I'm just so proud of all of you who have grown up with us, and I know how tough it is some days to look with hope and confidence on the months and years ahead. But I would like to tell you what I often told you when you were much younger. I like you just the way you are. And what's more, I'm so grateful to you for helping the children in your life to know that you'll do everything you can to keep them safe and to help them express their feelings in ways that will bring healing in many different neighborhoods. It's such a good feeling to know that we're lifelong friends.
This isn't quite the end of the episode, but I'm going to let Mr. Rogers close it out with his own question of the day. This is from his Lifetime Emmy Achievement Award.
Oh, it's a beautiful night in this neighborhood. So many people have helped me to come to this night. Some of you are here, some are far away, some are even in heaven. All of us have special ones who have loved us into being. Would you just take, along with me, 10 seconds to think of the people who have helped you become who you are? Those who have cared about you and wanted what was best for you in life. 10 seconds of silence. I'll watch the time. Whomever you've been thinking about, how pleased they must be to know the difference you feel they've made. You know, they're the kind of people television does well to offer our world. Special thanks to my family and friends, and to my co-workers in public broadcasting, family communications, and this academy for encouraging me, allowing me all these years to be your neighbor. May God be with you. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness, I think I needed that today. I forgot his sweet wife had passed since I made this video. Anyway, I hope you guys like that. Ginger likes it too. She's underneath my chair snoring. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I have a new Patreon thing. The link to that will be down in the description box if that's something that you're interested in. I talk about recipes, chronic illness. There's makeup videos on there right now. Any of that kind of stuff. It's more behind the scenes kind of junk. But I was on earlier with Awen Live, so if you're following the Valid Daybell case, go check that out earlier over on Awen's channel. I'm going to be on her Toxic Bliss show tomorrow night. If you're a channel member or a Patreon over there, that'll be interesting. I'm not doing Hearsay Live Friday. Saturday in the Discord server, we are going to be streaming the Lifetime movie about the Daybell case, I believe. And then Saturday evening at 5 o'clock Eastern, we're going to do Hearsay Live, which I'm sure we're going to be talking about Summer Wells again and whatever else kicks off this week. So, thanks guys for liking my videos, commenting, sharing it. I've got like 130 new subs just this week, so that's been really cool. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000, and I'm really excited about it. But I love you guys. Until next time, bye.